It must have been 11, no, 12 days since the last time we'd been through an outpost. The rest of the crew wasn't sure, but I knew we were headed in the right direction. The jungle was thick and tough to navigate, but eventually, we found it. It wasn't long before it was just me left, but I knew it was close. I had to keep pushing forward. I wasn't about to give up, not after all I'd been through, not after all I'd lost. And then, can't believe I'm saying this, I found it. And at long last, what I'd been chasing this whole time was finally within arm's reach. That is until... No, it couldn't be. Inclusivity, making everybody feel welcome. This was it. My fragile, easily shattered immersion had been broken. No! Well, that was dramatic, and I think that's the perfect way to describe how I feel making this video. As we all know, the Disney parks always go through changes and metamorphoses. Walt Disney himself said that this would be the case. Disneyland would not be a museum and would continue to change and evolve with the times. And Disney's doing just that, and people are acting like it's a shock. Allow me to introduce Red the Pirate, Tiana from The Princess and the Frog, and Alberta Falls from The Jungle Cruise. I've talked about Red before. She's a cool animatronic. She looked like she used to be Jane from the Great Movie Ride, but then they sort of switched her out, made her a pirate. Alberta was teased in the Skipper Canteen and is the head of the JNC and a member of the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. Come on, guys, how do you not know about that? I love the society. And Tiana is Disney's first African-American princess who's getting her very own attraction in the form of a re-themed Splash Mountain, hopefully still named Splash Mountain, because I feel like it'd be a shame to lose one of the Disney mountains. Now 3 years ago, I made a video called, Is Disneyland Changing Too Much? This video focused a lot on new intellectual property-based rides replacing older ones, and the ramifications of things like Pixar Pier replacing Paradise Pier, because at the time, people were pretty mad about Pixar Pier. Whereas now, some people are upset or excited with the inclusion of a fifth key to the Disney parks. Where the 4 keys used to be in order of descending importance, you have safety, courtesy, show, and efficiency. And now Disney has decided to include a 5th key. And that new key included is inclusion. Now it doesn't sound like a word. The new key now sits comfortably in between courtesy and show. And honestly, when you think about it, it makes a lot of sense for them to add this key. Why would you not want to be comfortable at a Disney park? This is supposed to be a place where everybody can have fun. That's what Walt Disney wanted, and this makes it possible. And so, in order to include inclusion in their parks, Disney decided to revamp a few older attractions that may have not aged the best. Like the Jungle Cruise re-theme, not made to tie into the movie with Dwayne Johnson, thankfully instead just made to be more respectful toward the native people, and also with the inclusion of more Society of Explorers and Adventurers info, which is always a plus. It's never a minus, it's always a good thing, and it's never a bad thing for me. Never a bad thing. And interestingly, the Jungle Cruise is staying open at Walt Disney World while they make these changes, like removing Trader Sam. But they're keeping the Trader Sam's name for the bar at the Polynesian and the Disneyland Hotel. So does that mean they're making a new Trader Sam, or is Trader Sam a mysterious figure who may be part of C? I gotta make another video. So it's early, and Disney just announced the changed Trader Sam scene. He's going to have a shack on the side of the river selling different knicks and knacks that'll take your photo in the attraction, and his small friend elephant is gonna be there too. And now I'm going back to bed, and future Dallin can take over the video. Are you there? Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Future Dallin. Oh, there. Okay, there he is. And of course, Alberta Falls, the granddaughter of Albert Falls, C member, and owner of the Jungle Navigation Company, will be appearing in the attraction in some form. We don't know if it's going to be an animatronic or probably just Q theming. That's going to be my bet, is it's going to be Q theming that's going to reference her. Not quite sure about a full-on animatronic. Also, she may have a relative who tried to marry Melanie Ravenswood from Phantom Manor because this guy's name is Rowan D. Falls. Get it? And honestly, you guys think I would go an entire video without mentioning a haunted mansion? Come on. You know whose channel this is. You know what you signed up for. Constant references. It never ends. Or should I say Constance references? Okay, I'm sorry. That's it. That's the last time. Another attraction that's receiving a re-theme is Splash Mountain. Like I said, hopefully keeping the name. A new theme that I think is going to fit in way better at Disneyland than it currently does. Maybe okay at Disney World. It's part of Frontierland, so I mean... Splash Mountain, featuring characters from Song of the South, is being redone into, hopefully, Splash Mountain starring characters from the Disney movie The Princess and the Frog, which takes place in New Orleans, which is where, you know, the New Orleans Square land is set. Hence the name. And I've mentioned it before, but this is Disney's chance. This is their chance to make an all-encompassing New Orleans Square in that back corner of the park. You would have the French Quarter, which is where the Haunted Mansion and Pirates are. And then you would have the Bayou area, which is where Splash Mountain and Winnie the Pooh and the Hungry Bear are. And then you could retheme the Hungry Bear to be Tiana's Palace at Disney. If you need any Imagineering ideas, I will do it for free. Shoot me an email. I'm available all the time because I'm always at home. Now, of course, with this new retheme, the track and all of the drops and everything, that's going to be exactly the same. They're not going to completely tear down Splash Mountain. They're just replacing the set dressing. And they're also tossing a boat on top of Chickapin Hill, which is now a tree. And apparently there's going to be fireworks outside. I mean, I'm assuming this concept art is very, very early. I don't think Disney has plans to change Splash Mountain within the next 2 years. I think everyone who wants to ride it before it leaves is going to be able to. I will say though that if they get rid of the classic Mark Davis style America Sings animatronics at Disneyland, I think we're gonna have a tussle, Disney. You and me, nothing personal, just make sure they stay there. That's not even to mention the fact that Tony Baxter himself, yes, that Tony Baxter, is coming out of retirement to help develop this new version of Splash Mountain. Everyone, if that fact alone doesn't put your mind at ease, I don't know what will. Wait a second, this is Haunted Mansion footage. Sorry guys, I broke my promise. The point that I'm trying to make here is that Disney knows people love Splash Mountain, and they're trying their best. They're going to do everything they can to make sure this is a worthy successor, maybe even surpassing the original, who knows. Now I could go on and on. Red replacing the auction scene in Pirates of the Caribbean, and the new guidelines for cast members being two things that I specifically want to sort of touch on. Now I made a video on this in the past about the changes that were made to Pirates of the Caribbean over the years, like the pooped pirate turning into the gluttonous pirate, then back to the pooped pirate, kind of, and then obviously they put Jack Sparrow everywhere. And at Disneyland, the arrival of Red also brought with it new changes to the cave scene, most specifically the removal of movie-themed elements, which is very surprising for a Disney ride. Usually the Imagineers like adding in the intellectual properties and not taking them out. This time they replaced the Davy Jones waterfall with the classic opening day cursed treasure speech, and also added a new Journey into Imagination style effect. See, there's a skeleton and then he turns into a guy. I think the introduction of Red went a long way, because when I was growing up a little young lad going to the parks, the boys were the pirates and the girls were the princesses. But now, if a little kid's favorite ride is the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and he wants to be a prince or a princess, he can do that. That's the whole point of Disneyland, right? Is drawing you into that story, becoming a part of these attractions. Or if a little girl wants to be a pirate like Red instead of a princess like Jasmine, she can do the same thing. It lets kids do what they want to do and put themselves in the shoes of a character they want to be. And they even kept the auctioneer. He's still in there, one of the best Disney animatronics ever made, even if he does sound a bit different and weird now. And now, fitting for pirates, cast members are able to show some of their tattoos off. This honestly builds immersion in Pirates of the Caribbean for me. As long as they're not explicit and, you know, massive, cast members are now free to show off their ink however and whenever they want. Again, bonus points if you're working Pirates of the Caribbean. And just take a look at my guy working the Haunted Mansion. Dang, he is absolutely killing it. And speaking of the Haunted Mansion, there may be more changes to come, like with the scene of the ghost host hanging himself up in the rafters in the stretching room scene. Disney says that they have looked at that scene and it's something they talked about and have decided not to change for now. And for my opinion on that, I must redirect you all to a very wise comment left by a very wise man I know on Reddit named Offhand Disney. This extremely smart and incredibly dashing Reddit user says, "The thing is, when Disney replaces or changes a classic part of a classic attraction, they usually do a good job of making the replacement something worthy of taking over. The keyword here being usually. But if they wanted to replace it with a callback to Captain Gore or the original Museum of the Weird, I think people would be a lot more accepting of the change than if they just plastered over the scene." The thesis of this video, see, I'm smart. Maybe 10 or 15 years ago, Disney wasn't the best at retheming or replacing scenes or different rides. But I think more recently, under the leadership of people like Chapek and Demaro, yes, I said that, and I think I mean it, Disney has shown that they care about what replaces things that guests love. The Great Movie Ride and Runaway Railway, or Guardians of the Galaxy and Tower of Terror. All of the replacements are very, very well received, sometimes even more so than what they replaced. I mean, come on. Footlight Parade, what's that? Was that like an old Magic Kingdom 1980s nighttime parade? Because it sounds like it was. And I can see why people are upset about things being changed, because we've been burned in the past before, but recently Disney's really been upping their game. And if those changes come along with more inclusive theming in attractions, things that aren't super outdated and things that help everybody from all over the world be more immersed in the story, I think that's a plus. Cast members being able to express themselves, and most importantly, a reopened people mover at Walt Disney World really helps signal that Disney knows what they're doing and that we should trust them. Alright, I trust them. Heck, Disney even rethemed a ride that didn't really have to do with any cultural shift, it's just to make it less scary. Now Snow White is enchanted and wishful instead of scary and adventuring. Sure, they rethemed Snow White's Scary Adventures because they didn't want all the little children going to see their favorite princess's ride to be terrified. They also threw in some brand new scenes, special effects, and animatronics along the way to help ease that transition for everybody, not just the young kids who were terrified by that witch reaching out at you. Oh, no, I don't want the apple. Keep it away. Go away. And I have a feeling that this is the beginning of Disney revisiting these old attractions, in some cases making them more culturally appropriate, but also redoing them and adding more bits of modern magic into these classic attractions. And me personally, as long as they reopen the Disneyland People Mover, Disney, I have no problems with it. But you know what I do have problems with? Stinky offices. Oh, what died in here? Besides my hopes and dreams of becoming a triple threat Broadway singer, dancer, and actor. I wonder what I could do to spruce up this horribly smelling office to make it smell more like, I don't know, Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. Wait, what was that sound? Wait, what's this? Nope, I told you I wouldn't do it again. I'm not doing this again. Last time there was a really good smelling candle in there from the magiccandlecompany.com, offer code OFFHAND15 for 15% off your entire purchase. It can't hurt to look. Huh, I guess that paid off after all. Just one thing left to do. Okay. Not bad. And the stench, it went away almost immediately. If your home office reeks of the stench of your dead dreams of being a triple threat actor, dancer, and singer, and even if it doesn't, visit themagiccandlecompany.com and use offer code OFFHAND15 to get 15% off your entire purchase, and a big thank you to the Magic Candle Company for sponsoring this video. Hello everybody, that was actually the end of the video, hence the end card you see here, and also the Patreon names you see scrolling to the side. Aren't they all so lovely? These are my Patreon supporters over at patreon.com/offhanddisney. If you want to get access to videos early, like they got access to this video early, head over there, and even just $1 will get you access to most of the perks. The perk you don't get access to being an entire tour of the Disneyland theme park, but that's a separate thing for a separate day. I'm assuming this video is gonna go over well. I hope it does. I mean, I don't really think I raised any super controversial points here. It's just the fact that Disney likes to replace things with things that are better. So hopefully people don't get too riled up about that. But I really did enjoy making it, and I enjoyed talking about all the new stuff that's coming to the parks, because new stuff is always cool, guys. Well, except for the rocket rods. Other than that, it's always good. Except for Stitch's Great Escape and Tiki Room under new management. You guys, you watched the video. If you liked this video and want more like it, please hit the like or the subscribe button, or and the subscribe button. That would be cool too. And leave a comment down below. What are you most excited for with these new changes coming to the parks? Or what are you most interested to see them change in the future? And if you haven't given it a listen yet, I highly recommend going and checking out Foolish Mortals with me and Disney Dan. We've recently done a bit of a remodel over there and it looks fantastic. So go check it out. I will also link that in the description down below. I think I might be taking this next week off. We'll see what happens if Disney puts out any crazy news or I get the idea for a video that seems really cool. I'll probably put one out. But for the meantime, I'm feeling a little bit burned out. So I think I'm going to take this next week off. And the week after that, I'm going to Walt Disney World. Fantastic. So I'll put out a vlog or something maybe. If you're watching this in the future, none of this matters. Skip to this next video. You'll see what I ended up doing. Because at this point, I don't know what I was doing. And that's the end of the video, everybody. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video, whatever that may be, whenever that may be. Goodbye.